This is a free sample of the book, The Financial Red Pill by Cairo Copeland. The first half of this book is posted right here on YouTube, free for everyone to listen to. If you like this content and want to hear or read the rest, or want to listen to it free of ads, visit reinventideal.com/finance. The book is available on Kindle, paperback, and Audible at reinventideal.com/finance.
Chapter 7. How much does your degree rot? Now, here's what I really want you to consider when it comes to choosing what should you major in if you decide to go to college. What should your degree be? How much does your degree rot? R-O-T. Wouldn't it be great if there was a way to determine whether the tuition for a certain degree was worth the expense? Well, actually, there is such a test, and I like to call it determining how much a degree rots, because ROT stands for return on tuition. To do this, we first find the median salary for the average job in the field you're thinking about studying. Let's make this a little more stringent. Find the median salary for jobs that explicitly require said degree. Because I wanted to be an actor, but my acting degree wouldn't have helped me get an acting career. Next thing you do is subtract minimum wage from it, because a minimum wage job doesn't require any education, and we can always get one. In order for the education to be worth the effort, it must offer more than that. The resulting number is referred to as the education premium. The education premium is going to be measured against the tuition. It should be easy to find an annual number for the tuition, or more likely, the price per semester. In that case, take the price per semester, then multiply it by 2, and that gets you the annual tuition cost. Ideally, you'd earn the degree in 4 years, so 4 times that annual tuition cost should do the trick, but it forgets inflation. Remember, tuition increases at 4 times the rate of inflation. That's 12% a year. So we factor in an extra 12% over 4 years by multiplying the annual cost of tuition by 1.57. This gives us inflated tuition. If we divide the education premium by the annual tuition, we've found our annual return on tuition. Example, cloud computing. The median salary is $95,000 minus the minimum wage of $15,000, and that equals $70,000. The annual tuition, $6,000. Now multiply that by 4.57, because not only do we have a inflationary increase of 0.57, but we're paying the tuition for 4 years. That's where it becomes 4.57. That gives us $27,420. So next we take the $70,000 a year and divide it by $27,420. That gives us an ROT score of 2.55. So this degree rots very highly. Another example is psychology. The median salary is $29,000. Subtract $15,000 from that. We got an education premium now of $14,000. Annual tuition is $3,700. So we multiply that by 4.57, which equals $16,909. $14,000 divided by $16,909 is 0.83 ROT score. So it has very low ROT. You can see here that a person who majored in cloud computing will make 2.5 times the amount of money it cost to get into it. Therefore, the major was worth the expense, or at least it delivered some value that materialized. But the psychology major, the most pursued, useless degree, has you earning less than what you paid for it. The premium above minimum wage for this educational endeavor is less than the minimum wage itself. Therefore, the major was not worth the expense. So do not accept a major with a return on tuition below 2.0, below 2.0. These colleges are in the business of making money off you. Make them earn that money. Demand that they provide a return for your substantial investment. Some additional advice about college. A master's degree is never worth it. After finishing a bachelor's degree, you'll be high and feel like you're on top of the world. You'll also feel unsure if you're ready to tackle the real world. Further, you'll worry about missing the fun parts of college and sad that it's ending. And be sad that it's ending. So the university will offer you ease of applying and getting admission to the grad school for your major. They know it's very tempting for you. Unless you're looking to become a doctor, it isn't worth the extra years and thousands of dollars more. If your degree was originally in something useful like the STEM majors, you're immediately employable with a bachelor's degree. The experience gained from early entrance into the workforce will be more valuable than any master's degree in the field. Further, if your degree was in something worthless like liberal arts, a graduate degree in the field is just as worthless. What the bachelor's degree says about you is that you wasted 4 years studying useless shit. What the graduate degree says about you is that you wasted 2 more years studying that same useless shit. Also, avoid unpaid internships. There will be opportunities presented to you as avenues of gaining valuable experience. They're called internships. The appeal to them is that you'll get a chance to see what working in the field you're studying is like, and it will also count as experience you can put on your resume. In most cases, they're a waste of time doing administrative bullshit that a crippled zebra with his head stuck halfway up his asshole could do. These internships are nothing more than a scheme for companies to get cheap labor. A kid under 10 years old could have done them. Your time is limited, and more so in college, so don't waste it on this scam. The one time an internship is worth doing is if it's a paid internship. Not only can you put that on your resume as experience, but you can add it to your work history. Employers these days are so narcissistic with the jobs they offer, wanting you to have 20 years of experience for your first job when you're only 25 years old. So the earlier you start your work history, the better. Think I'm kidding? I once saw a classified ad for a job in cloud computing that required 10 years of experience in it. At the time of the ad, cloud computing technology had only been around for 5 years. If you are applying for an internship, ask if getting paid for it at all. Ask if you're getting paid for it at all before signing up. If they tell you no, but you will get valuable experience, walk away. This answer is a sign that they think you're stupid. Third thing is speak the hell up. You're paying an inflated price tag for the education. Therefore, you are entitled to milk the professor and the resources available to you to ensure you get educated. The moment you don't understand something, raise your hand and ask them to re-explain it. Stay after class and get them to go deeper on the subject. If the library offers tutors or help classes, take them, because you're paying for them anyway. Also, when the professor gets off track or when they're doing something just to waste time, you are well within your rights to straighten them out. Now, here's an example. In one of my acting classes, which was called The Art of Acting, a grad student was the instructor. And he started the first session off by asking the class the open-ended, no right or wrong answer question, what is art? Now, I knew this was bullshit he was doing just to waste time because he had no idea how to actually teach acting. He knew this question would get the narcissistic teenagers going because it was a chance for them to raise their hands and attempt to sound smart. Maybe he was really hoping for 2 of them to get into a debate over it. I wasn't having any of this, so I raised my hand and shut it down by saying, Art is a human form of expression through creation. My answer was so concise and succinct, it prevented further discussion. Thus, he had to move on and end the session early without wasting more of our time. Another thing about college is that while it was not possible in high school, here you get a chance to challenge your grades. The professors aren't always forced to teach a specific curriculum. Many of them make up their own. Therefore, because their course isn't set in stone, neither are their grades. Fourth, do not build your body count here. One of the few good things about college is that you'll be surrounded by beautiful girls and have multiple opportunities to talk to them. This is a good place to get good at talking to girls. But don't adopt the player lifestyle, at least not here. Something you'll learn soon is that the more women you have in your life, the more drama your life will have. Drama is not something you need while you're studying difficult subjects and preparing for tests. The worst thing that could happen is a girl you're dating and sleeping with picks a fight with you the night before a big test. Or she drops a real bombshell on you and tells you that she's pregnant the day before a final exam. And the next day, you walk into that exam emotionally compromised. Do not get caught up in the game here. Sleeping with girls as a result of a competition with your bros is a high school game. But here, the aftermath consequences could be far worse. You see, in high school, you're still a minor. Therefore, the law is more lenient on you if you're falsely accused of something. But in college, you're an adult, and the law has nothing but contempt for you just because you're male. Further, the more a woman has been played, the less ability she has to ever give love. Don't be the reason a woman can't love. Don't let it happen because you started her streak of getting played this early in life. This means be honest with your intentions up front. Many women in college want nothing more than the same fun time for one night that you want. They just prefer you be honest about it and not lead them on with the possibility of a relationship when all you want is sex. With this probably being the first time you're away from home and a supervising authority, you're probably going to be having more sex than you ever thought possible. And that's all right. Just be aware of one thing. The more you have sex, the easier it is to become more careless. They'll skip wrapping it up and going in unprotected. Bear in mind that pulling out at the last second still manages to account for 27% of pregnancies according to the CDC, and the odds of contracting an STI are even higher. But more importantly, you're young. You should not be wasting your time with girls. In your 20s and all the way up to your 30s, to the day that you turn 30, you should not even be thinking about girls and relationships. You shouldn't have a long-term relationship. There's no good reason to have one before age 30. You got bigger priorities and bigger problems in life. For one, you're young, so nobody takes you seriously. You have a lot of education to go through, particularly financial education. You have a lot of work to do. I mean, in this time, you're probably going to need to be working 2 jobs to either make ends meet or to get saving for your financial freedom, and it's well worth doing. You don't have time for girls and their drama, so don't even bother. You can learn how to deal with them later in your 30s, when, by that age, they're all apt to chase you. And the last thing is forget about fraternities, clubs, and sports teams. The only purpose of this place is to get an education. Don't waste your time and money trying to join a fraternity. When you're in one of these, the rest of you co-eds think you're a douchebag because the image most people have of frat boys comes from the antagonist character in the movie Van Wilder. Everyone thinks you're spoiled and self-centered, and frat boys often get into trouble for things they didn't even do. If someone in their frat does something bad, you're guilty by association. Joining college sports teams are tempting because they make you look good and like a star on campus. It feels great to see your co-eds cheer for you, especially when they're hot girls. But here's the thing, they're not cheering for you. They're cheering for the school. They don't know a thing about you. A hat rack could be on the field wearing your jersey and they'd still cheer for it because it has the school's colors. Your education should be viewed as nothing more than an investment in yourself. Don't waste your time on sports that do nothing for that investment, unless you're on a sports scholarship.
Thank you for listening to this free sample of the book, The Financial Red Pill, by Cairo Copeland. If you enjoyed it and want to hear or read the rest, or want to listen to it free of ads, visit reinventideal.com/finance. The book is available on Kindle, paperback, and Audible at reinventideal.com/finance.